Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video, I wanted to talk about my own prediction on when I think the new raid, Operation Iron Maiden or something like that, I think that's the name of the raid, is going to be released. And this is based on information the developers have given and basically, time running out on the developers to drop the raid because the seasons are changing. That's basically what it is. So if you click this video to figure out when that date is, I'm going to go ahead and just give you the gist up front, and then we'll talk about stuff on the back end. Now, Chris Gansler, I think he has said twice in different state of the games that the raid is still going to be coming out in spring. If you look at the Northern Hemisphere calendar, from what I found on www.google.com, the last date of spring is June 20th. Now, we're in PTS Phase 2, which I think is going to run through at least the 5th or the 4th of June before they either say, okay, thank you for the PTS, or here is Phase 3. Maybe they're going to, go ahead and do that. But I think that the least possible date that this game can come out is June 19th or that week. They could drop it on Monday. They have dropped content on a Monday. They have dropped content on a Tuesday in the past. They've dropped content, I think, on Thursdays. They don't really follow a lot of rules. They've done some patches in different times. So you can basically expect a patch to come out, at any day of the week with massive. Usually, maintenance is done on Tuesdays. So that might be when they roll that out with a lot of things, but who knows? That might be something that they roll in before or after the maintenance so that they don't kind of collide too many things at the same time. Now, that's basically what I think. Another thing too that kind of gives me a little bit more confidence in this prediction, which I might be wrong nonetheless. Please, I'm open to being wrong. Don't take it as if I'm saying this is steadfast. Is Massive usually releases their content around the same time as big major releases in the gaming scene. And I think this is a very smart gaming tactic that a lot of video game companies do. They'll release their content either around when something is about to release, before, after, or maybe in the same week. I've seen Massive do this a lot. It kind of provides a little bit of hype, hey, this is happening. Hey, this is happening. Because, the press outlets are going to be writing articles. The, video game, outlets that do YouTube content or, social media promotions are going to be talking about this thing. So throwing your name in the hat is a way to kind of get yourself some exposure. So this is nice. It can inform people who may have left the game saying, oh, I'll come back and check out the raid, to even be notified that, the raid is out. So that's why I'm predicting the week of the 19th. If it comes out any earlier, hey, I am not mad at that. If it comes out the week of the 8th, I'm pretty excited about that, because that's what they did with some of I think they did that with New York. They released it like a bunch of days earlier than predicted by a lot of the community. So anyways, if you're thinking, well, you have the time frame, about 14 days, where they absolutely have to get the raid out, and you can do some other things. Now, the other part of this video is basically preparation for the raid. Now, I've seen one comment, somebody said, can you please make a video on what we need to farm for the raid? Now, if you are on console, I've seen some things about a lot of console players saying, man, we wish we could get on this PTS. But let me just tell you that being on console is basically a blessing in disguise, because you can spend your time farming for the things that are actually relevant and things that will be useful. Because what you're going to find on the release of the patch in the main game is you're going to wake up to a bunch of your gear being changed, in many cases being buffed. So I would go and fill up my library with the best rolled items that I can get my hands on, pending when the raid comes out and the patch comes out, so that you can actually get your, be ready, and then all you have to do is farm the new stuff in place. It might be time to delete some old stuff. It might be time to even create another character. I've made like 3 videos saying why I think you should get a second character in the game. I think Identity made another video saying why you need 4 characters. Like, dang, that's a lot of work. I mean, but if you are less busy and you want to kind of put the, grind to the, to the game, you can actually pull out a 40-hour, level 40, sorry, it's not 40-hour, a level 40 character in a couple of days or 3 days, going from level 30 to 40. Because if you have the Warlords of New York expansion, you can actually take a brand new character and boost that character all the way through level 40. That's if you actually pre-ordered. Or you could just, get the boost, whatever, and then take the character all the way through World Tier 5, and then all you have to do is play the New York sequence, and then bam, you're on level 40. And so that's one way to basically go about it. And if you can get a second character and then you can start leveling up that character. I know many people are probably going to be worried about their shade levels. I have to be the first to tell you, I am not worried about my shade level just yet. If they're still going to be expanding our shade levels, good. I'll just catch up when I catch up. I'm not really worried about that. I think that's what got a lot of people into trouble in the first place, got the whole community into trouble in the first place. So that's basically what I would say to do. And then, things that you need to farm, if you're not certain, go ahead and check out the patch notes. The patch notes do open, a lot more things to you, and you'll be able to see the changes phase 1 and phase 2. And you can just farm weapons that you may have deleted in the past, thinking that, they probably were not going to be good for you. I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a hard time picking what weapons you really want to use, because weapons that you have basically put aside and brushed aside are going to look a lot more, attractive once this patch shows up. So this is basically what it is. I'll try my best to make a list of things that I would farm, but at the same time, you know how it is in this community. We all play differently, and me running around with Tip of the Spear might not be attractive to a lot of you. They've given it a little bit of a buff, but having tested it, it didn't seem like it changed too much, and it didn't seem like it would attract a lot of people. But I'll probably be farming for the best possible pieces of it that I can get. That will be me personally, because I like to run the off meta stuff, and I'll just keep that in the back pocket, and then when the new stuff comes out, I'll go ahead and farm them as well. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. What date do you think this raid is going to be released? Throw a number out there. I'm throwing out a whole week because I'm making a video so that somebody doesn't come and say, you can throw a number out there with no consequence, but as a YouTuber, I'm going to get all that kind of flack. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter. I think the last date of spring really bears the weight on the raid having to drop anytime within that window, and, within the little, I would say, time between the PTS ending and then that final 2 weeks or week if we don't have a PTS phase 3. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for your time and audience. Peace.